Yo, what is going on, homies? It's your boy StumpD back for another OPTC video, and in today's video, we're doing some hybrid shenanigans with the new V2 Oden, utilizing the same team, one run with Toki, and the other run with V16 plus Oden, taking on the Magnetic Forest. Now, the team is pretty much the same. The supports kind of differ a little bit between the runs, but the way the teams function is exactly the same, and I thought it was really, really cool. So what I've done is, I've sort of put the two teams together in the video for you guys. I'll leave timestamps in the description if you guys want to check out one and not the other one. But basically, the subs are the same. The supports do change a little bit, but the runs it was a lot of fun. And I'm having a lot of fun with the new V2 Oden. I'm having a lot of fun with the new Danjiro, actually. It's been a nice sort of change of pace for OPTC. Even though the characters aren't, like, insanely broken, they just kind of bring a little bit of a new, like, twist to the game, and I've really been enjoying playing with them. But if you guys have as well, let me know who your favorite in the comment section below is. Is it Oden? Or is it Kinemon Danjiro? And while you're down there, also let me know who you like more in the run. Did you like the Toki team? Or did you like the V1 Oden team? Who do you think did it better? Let me know in the comments. While you're down there, don't forget to belt the like button. If you're new, you haven't done so already, hit that big red subscribe button. YouTube's telling me that like 50%, 5% of you guys aren't subbed. So like, it's good OPTC content, man. What can I tell you? But most importantly, enjoy the video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Alright, so starting off with the Toki comps. So that's the team. Those are the supports. Let's dive in. Alright, so starting over here at stage 11 with Apu. Now, Apu gives one turn of paralysis as well as one turn of slot bind. This is where Toki sort of has the edge on the next team that you guys will see, because Toki can actually remove the paralysis with the support of Ryoiin. Unfortunately, the next team doesn't have that privilege, but this particular team actually utilizes Conus. Now, Conus is obviously a support rare recruit, and a lot of people don't actually have Conus, where a lot of people may have, should have, the Hiyori Guru that you will see in the next team. But nevertheless, Toki just does that stage better because of that support. But the paralysis isn't that drastic. Like, it's not that big of a paralysis. You can sort of just tap through it, and if you get lucky, you can kill him over a few turns. Especially with this Toki team, like, it doesn't really struggle at all. On the next stage against the Fire Tank Pirates, Beej, Vito, and Grotti, they are basically going to put up 10 turns of damage reduction threshold. You want to kill Beej on turn 1, obviously. Otherwise, he starts blowing away characters. And if you don't kill the back 2 units, Vito and Grotti, you will get poisoned. But with the switch abilities of Ace Sabo, as well as Shank's crew, you can easily just take out that stage thanks to the color affinity buff, as well as the attack boost. On the Rogue stage, we're going to use the special of Usohachi here. Usohachi's great because he gives cooldowns, but he removes damage reduction effects like defense up, damage reduction threshold, and we will have his special back if we use it here by the time we get to the King special stage. On this stage with the attack boost and the color affinity boost, once again, that combination of Ace Sabo and Shank's crew next to each other in the center slots is just so god tier, because you can not only get a color affinity and attack boost, but you get a full board of like orbs as well, which is so damn powerful. Onto the Heat and the Bugman stage. I don't know what the Bugman's name is. We have the support of Nami on our Brook, the Kazuna Brook. And she's actually going to remove 2 turns of Special Bind. You cop a bunch of Special Bind here, I think it's 4 turns, as well as Special Reverse. So popping the Liberal Hind here is really good, because then Brook can get his specials back. And if you go into this stage as Shanks, as well as obviously Brook and Oden, you are going to get a full board of unfavorable slots, which means that you can actually get the 2 in orbs to kill the int unit. And then on the next turn, you can just switch with Ace and Sabo, and that way you get the strength orbs to take out Heat. And it works really, really nicely here. That way we just take 2 turns, we get the cooldowns ready for Brook on the next turn, and we remove the special bind thanks to that Nami support. If you don't have that Kazuna Nami support, understandable, but what you can do is you just take an extra turn on Heat, and he just gives you burn, and then you just sort of just like don't hit your perfects, and you'll be fine that way as well. But I just wanted to get cheeky with some supports, and I thought that was actually a really, really good way of getting around that. On the killer stage, he puts up a very nasty counter and has damage reduction. Brook is an absolute god for this stage. He removes the damage reduction, he gives you a 2.25 times attack boost and a 1.5 times orb boost, and as you guys saw there, we just clapped that stage. On the Big Mom stage, if Ace Sabo gets blinded, you need to quickly close the app. Like, very, very quickly close the app and reopen it, and that way you'll come back, Ace Sabo won't be blinded, or just keep refreshing until that point. And then you can pop the Ace Sabo special. Now, popping the Ace Sabo special here is not only going to remove the block orbs that Big Mom gives us, the bind on those 2 random units, but we're also going to get 3 turns of an orb boost thanks to the support of Luffy. Finally, if we switch with them first, we get the color affinity buff, and that way we can pop the Oden special to get 3 turns of an attack boost. Utilizing Ace Sabo and their switch ability with this Oden, this new Oden, is such a nice cheeky combo, because if you have color affinity, Oden becomes an attack booster by 2.5 to free spirits and slashes because he also gives that extra buff. If Oden doesn't get blinded, you want to pop his special first. That way you get a bigger orb boost, but nevertheless, it doesn't matter too much. Moving on to the Hawkins X-Drake and page 1 stage, they have 1 turn of defense up, as well as removing our sound effects. Now, this is where Markano is great. Markano can remove that. We can pop the Toki special here, apply it to our captain so we don't get dispelled on the next turn. Break through that defense thanks to the Kona support. Use the super typing to get the color affinity for our strength units. And as you can see there, like, because we get the carry over the attack and the orb boost, like, we just decimate that stage. It's just easy peasy. Like, it's so damn good. We do need to get our Ace Sabo special back by the final stage, so we do need to stall a little bit here. And having your Ace Sabo limit break expanded, especially for the next team that you see, it's very important. But for this team, because Toki can heal, it's not that detrimental. But you do want to get rid of those block orbs on the final stage. And having the Ace Sabo special back ready to go is actually the best way to do that. Now, on this particular stage, I was sort of stressing because I didn't actually have my Usohachi special ready to go. The idea here was to have Usohachi ready, but either way, even if I did, I would have died on the Kaido stage. So it was kind of nice that I didn't, because if I did, this run would have ended, because Kaido would have definitely killed me. Kaido does a lot more damage than what King can do. Plus, you can actually hit perfects on this King stage, which you can't on the Kaido stage. So, on the second turn, we're going to pop our Usohachi special, and then we're just going to start doing some damage to King, basically. We have a color affinity buff and an attack boost thanks to Shanks' crew, as well as a Sabo. And you can actually manipulate your orbs to actually break through the barrier here as well. You also have barrier pen with stuff like Usohachi and a Sabo, so just be mindful of that as well. You can actually do a lot of damage to King here. Once you get down to 5 turns on your Ace Sabo, that's when you want to start moving on. So now that we've hit that 5 turns, because my Ace Sabo's limit break expanded, it was a lot faster. That way we can just sort of just break through the barrier and move on. Now I did get an Int Orb barrier, which actually was very lucky, because that way I could actually break through the King barrier here just by switching with my Shanks crew. But what you can actually do is you can actually close the app on the second turn and come back into the fight, and King will actually have the quick barrier back up. I actually stuffed up, didn't kill him there, but it really didn't matter too much. You can actually come back in and he'll have the quick barrier, and with the quick barrier you can actually manipulate your orbs to guarantee yourself a quick orb with either the Shanks crew or with what's his name, Ace. But nevertheless, you can guarantee yourself the Dex Orb on the next turn, and like you'll be hunky-dory from there, right? On the Kaido stage, Kaido is going to be immune to Psy damage for the first turn, and he only lets us use 2 specials. So it's a little bit annoying here, so we are going to have to tank a shot. We do have a little behind, so make sure you use that to bring down your Oden special, because if you killed King on the first turn, then you ideally would like want to make sure that Oden is on like the right cooldowns for the final stage. But on this turn, we're basically just going to try and do as much damage as we possibly can, because on the second turn, he's actually going to give us burn. That burn is very nasty. It's like 25k, so just be mindful of that. But with a Sabo getting their super switch, and we can actually use Brook to get an attack and an orb boost once again, we should just be able to absolutely clap this stage. You can get like matching orbs with the double switch combo, and then finally you want to wrap it up with the Toki special. The Toki's gonna like allow us to get the 3.5 times attack, the 3.5 times orb, and then with the super classing of Oden, because this particular team actually has access to the super type and the super class. Unfortunately, because I don't have a way of popping it for Oden on this team besides Toki, we're not gonna actually have it for the next team. But nevertheless, the next team actually did it. Like, I was actually super impressed by like these two, like the same team comp, but just running either Toki or like V1 Oden was just really, really cool. So we're gonna wrap it up with the Oden special. This absolutely beautiful masterpiece of a special. Hits you right in the feels with those Corazon vibes. But I'm gonna shut up and enjoy.
一献の酒のおとぎになればよし。見えてなんぼ。
Man, what a beautiful special that is. They did very, very well in the animations of Oden. I do think that's where he has the edge on Kinemon and Dendro. I do think they're both very good units, but I think Kinemon and Dendro is definitely going to see more play. As you can see there, literally just with the switch of Ace Sabo, that 3.5 times attack and all boost, Toki just goes absolutely burr and one-shots Kid there. Absolutely wild. But let's move on to the same team now, utilizing V1 Oden as our leader. Alright, so onto the double Oden comp. Well, V1 Oden 6+, and the new Oden. So that's the team. Those are the supports. And as you might notice, the supports have changed just a little bit. We have Whitebeard, ErKa, as well as Leo. So that's the team. Those are the supports. Let's dive in. Alright, so once again, we're going to start here at the 11th stage against Apu. Now, as I mentioned, with the Toki team, Toki actually had the support of Ryoiin. Now, unfortunately, we don't have that spot for Ryoiin, and we kind of need the Liberal Hind for the cooldown, so I couldn't bring the Aura Jackson. So you just need to attack through the paralysis. The paralysis isn't crazy, and as you guys saw there, I just absolutely decimated it. Like, if you switch into Sabo, and, like, you attack with Sabo with the attack and the color affinity boost, you'll absolutely clap Apu. So, like, don't stress. Just if you take a couple turns there, like, it will be okay. On to the fire tank stage, the Beach, Grotty, and Vito stage. Once again, you are basically just going to do the same thing that what we did with Toki. We're basically just going to attack through the damage reduction, attack through the threshold, take the 2 turns that we need to kill Beach in the front, and then take out Vito and Grotty in the back on that second turn. As I mentioned, they don't do anything except for damage. They can be on a 2-turn cooldown as well, but you just need to make sure you take out Beach first. On your Rogue, we're going to do the exact same strat that we did with Toki. The run pretty much parallels the Toki run. Honestly, almost to a T. It's actually so funny. The fact that this team just sort of operates the exact same way, yet we are using, like, Toki on one team, and we're using V1 Oden as our captain on the other. We use Usohachi to remove the defense up, the switch abilities A Sabo, as well as Shank's crew is just absolutely goated to not only get a 1.5 times attack and color affinity boost, but also get a full board of matching orbs, which is just absolutely bonkers. Onto the Heat and the Int guy, I can't remember his name. We're going to get special reversed as well as special bind. Nami can remove special bind on the Brook. We get the special reverse cooldown from Leo on our Usohachi. And then we can basically get the, what's it called? The cooldown thanks to the Liberal Hind. With that, we're going to take out that bug-looking dude or that Int character. Because we have the Int orbs thanks to the unbeneficial orbs enable they give us. And then we can sort of take out, what's his name? I can't remember this guy's name. Oh, sorry, Heat. I can't remember the other guy's name. But Heat, basically, you need to, strength orbs to take him out. But, like, if you get the super switch or, like, the color affinity with Ace Sabo, you'll just be able to take him out through the barrier pen that they can provide. As long as you're switching into Ace, that is fairly important. On the killer stage, once again, Brook is so good for this. Brook gives an attack boost, he gives an orb boost, the switch ability gives color affinity, and then he also removes damage reduction, and we just say goodbye to Killer. Killer has a really nasty counter, so like what you just need to be really mindful of that. It's kind of scary, so don't get hit by that. But with the support of Leo, we can actually get the cooldowns back ready for the King stage with this particular team. With Big Mom, she's going to give us bind on 2 random units. Make sure that's not a Sabo, otherwise you will need to reload your app. Pop the A Sabo special, but because we don't have the Luffy support, we only get 1 turn of the orb boost. But with the switch ability, you get the color affinity buff, and then you can abuse the 3 turns of the attack boost that Oden can provide once again. Take out Big Mom and move into the next stage against Basil Hawkins, X-Drake, and Page 1. Now, against these guys, they put up that 1 turn of defense watch, which is very, very annoying. But we don't have the 3 turns of the orb boost like the Toki team actually had. But it's not going to matter because we need to pop our Oden special here. And with our Oden special, we're going to give ourselves an orb buff. And we can remove the defense up thanks to ErKa, which is really, really cool. Because literally on this stage with the Toki run, we actually use Toki special here as well. Now, obviously we had Konus on our Usohachi to break through the defense up. But the fact that we still dropped the Toki special on the same turn was just so damn funny. Now, obviously, we don't need Oden special back by the final stage, but it is pretty cool that that was like the exact same place that we used the Toki special as well. Moving on to the King stage, we get 3 turns of despair because we're not using Toki. We need the support of Whitebeard to get around that. And then Usohachi's actually ready thanks to the Leo support. Now, Leo can get the special reverse on that the Heat stage. And with that, we have the special ready to go. We can break through the defensive effects on turn 1. And then we can do so much damage because we have that chain lock thanks to Shank's crew with that carryover of the 3 turns of the chain lock. Basically, King is going to hit us fairly hard, but he definitely doesn't hit us as hard as, what's his name, Kaido does. Now, you want to make sure that your Ace Sabo is actually Limit Break expanded here, so that way you get that 1 turn of cooldown. It is fairly important, It is fairly important, unfortunately, because, like, you need to make sure that, like, A Sabo hits the 5-turn cooldown before you move on from this stage. And you are going to take one shot from Kaido, so just be mindful of that. You do want to hit your perfects with your barrier pen units on this particular stage as well. So just be very, very careful. Now, if you don't have enough damage here to take out King on the int barrier, as I mentioned with the Toki run, you can actually, like, reload the game. And that will actually guarantee you the quick orb barrier, because the game sort of glitches and just puts him back to the barrier that he had, and you can actually manipulate that provided you don't have a Wano orb on your Shanks crew or on your Ace Sabo. Moving into the Kaido stage, he is immune to Sai damage, so we are going to pass that first turn once again, but make sure you use the Liberal Hind special like as soon as you get it, because you do want to make sure that you actually get your friend Captain Oden special ready to go, so that way you can pop his special on the final stage. But honestly, when I was testing this run, I actually didn't bring a Limit Break Expanded Friend Captain, which this one is, and I still managed to have the damage just literally with the switchability of Shanks crew. So that was actually pretty funny that I attacked, like, you have with a 1.5 times attack boost, a 1.5 times color affinity, and a 2.5 times orb boost. This particular team still had enough damage to kill Kid, but ideally, bring a friend captain that's Limit Break Expanded. Shout out to Shirin. Sorry if I mispronounced this dude, but is it Shirin? Sirin? Maybe Siren. Big shout out to him with his Limit Break Expanded V2 Oden, because that way we can just get enough cooldowns for this final stage against Kid. He gives us a full board of block orbs, and he that's basically all he does, honestly. He uses full board of block orbs. Oh, he gives us that's basically all he does. We're gonna switch with A Sabo here. That's gonna give us the color affinity, and because we get that color affinity buff, we can abuse Oden once again. Using A Sabo on this Oden team is like one of my favorite things to do, or even something like Sabo Koala will work as well, because you can actually give yourself color affinity every turn, and that allows you to use the Oden special to give yourself an attack boost for 3 turns, which is very, very powerful. Not only that, but Oden actually gives you that new mechanic where he extends or he increases the attack and the orb buff by 0.25. So he's always giving a 2.5 times attack boost for 3 turns, which is just absolutely wildin'. But if you then pop the A Sabo special after you pop the Oden special, you turn their 2.5 times orb boost into a 2.75 times orb boost. And the damage numbers you can just get is absolutely wild. Once we've done that, like, we just have everything we need here. Like, it's just, it's stupid. We have 2 strength units, and we just absolutely decimate our boy Yuita's Kid here. But that's going to wrap up the video. I thought it was pretty cool doing some shenanigans with the hybrid Oden meta. Oden meta. But let me know, as I mentioned in the comment section, who you thought was better, the Toki team or the V1 Oden team. But while you're down there, don't forget to belt the like button for me if you're new to the channel. Hit that big red subscribe button too. But guys, wherever you are in this beautiful world, please remember to enjoy the rest of your day. As always, homies, I thank you for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Later!